Welcome everyone. In this video we're going to discuss which meme coins have the best risk to reward ratio based on the top 25 meme coins. Make sure to drop a like, give me a subscribe, and also check out my X for some daily alpha before it reaches my YouTube. So we're going to kick things off with Dogecoin. It's been around since 2013. It can maybe claim the highs of 70 cents again, but highly depend on Elon Musk. There were different times back then as well with his C word and stimulus check. I think one of the best ways to determine risk to reward with these older meme coins is to look at what they've been able to do since the bear market lows. And this one did a 4x, which is not that good. So in order to justify a good risk to reward, you would need to argue that it didn't dip as much. But the truth is, it dipped more than 50%, which is a lot for something that has done only a 4x since the bear market lows. So in my opinion, risk to reward is simply not there. It's dependent on Elon Musk, probably the most unpredictable guy right now. That could also be a catalyst event, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. Next up, we have Shiba Inu. A lot of the same arguments provided for Doge are applicable here. Its previous all-time high was back in 2021, where it did 41 billion in market cap. Never even came close to doing that again, barely hit half of that during the last rally. I don't see anything that would suddenly make this pump again. To be honest, volume is also kind of disappointing, at least compared to the other ones on this list with a lower market cap. If we take a look at how much this is down since its recent high back in March, it's a lot. From its all-time high, it's down significantly more, which is really bad. Meme coins can absolutely dip that much and still recover, but this one being as big as it is and the kind of money that needs to be there in order for this to move, I don't really see it. So the potential you can get from this while still being exposed to risk is really bad. Needless to say, this is an F tier. Next up, we got Pepe. It's a very recognizable meme, something I believe will attract retail. If we take a look at what Pepe has done, it has done substantial multipliers. This one is newer. It has more memeable content than what Shiba has, and especially externally, outside of crypto. I definitely think Pepe has a lot going for it. Can ride both the Boys Club narrative and external meme narrative, which is going to be huge. Also, a hint of right-wing narrative as well. I think this one has a really good risk-to-reward ratio. I think this is an A tier. Next up, we got Dogwifhat, top Solana meme coin. This one is also very popular externally. I don't know if you guys know this, but this was very popular in the Rocket League community where pros and high-level players started to Photoshop these dogs wearing beanies. It was created by a guy named Isa many years ago, and people, and also including esports organizations, jumped on this trend as well. Changed their profile pic on Twitter and Steam and stuff. So it had that external factor going, very memeable. The Twitter isn't the best, but as long as this can stay a trend, it should be fine. If we take a look at the chart again, obviously had an amazing rally and the correction has been substantial, but this is to be expected from something like this. For risk to reward, I'd say this is a solid B tier. Next up, we got Floki. This is an interesting one because this one actually managed to reach a new all-time high during the meme rally of June. This one has been around since 2021 though. Still pulls really good volume. I think a new all-time high for this is possible, but it's going to take a lot. I don't like the fact that it's so old. I was very torn between D tier and C tier for this one, but I don't really think the longevity for this one is here. It's going to get a D tier. Next up, we got Bonk. Bonk has a really interesting chart. Basically did nothing for almost a year before taking off. First made a high, 70% correction, and then a new all-time high, against 70% correction, and then tried again, didn't hit it, but at least made a higher low. So I think the chart for Bonk is actually quite decent. It has proven that it's capable of switching momentum really quick. I'm also going to put this in B tier. Next up, we got Brad. He's part of the Boys Club from Matt Fury. He is also the mascot for the base ecosystem. Has performed really well, so it has both the Matt Fury Boys Club, which has proven to be extremely strong, and also being the mascot for base. I think the dual narrative is going to come in quite handy. Chart is also looking okay. In terms of risk to reward, I have this at A tier. Actually, still missing a Binance listing, still missing a Coinbase listing. I think the risk to reward here is really good. Next up, we have Book a Meme. Don't really see this doing too much. Hasn't done anything for 5 months. Already listed on Binance. I just don't think the community here is as strong as you would need it to be if you want to see a big rally. It seems like it's stable though, with good volume, but then again, it's like 500 million in market cap. I would much rather buy some of the other coins coming up next year around the same market cap. It's going to be a D tier for Book a Meme. Next up, we got Popcat. Popcat right now is the highest cap meme coin, has performed really well, has been making higher lows ever since February, which you should really take into consideration here. Twitter is okay. One of my concerns here is that I just don't think it is as memeable as for instance with. You also have the clicking game, which might get boring and easily botted. However, I can't really argue with this chart, so it gets a B tier. Same with Bobcat, it's also a B tier. I can definitely visualize this being more memeable than Bobcat in the sense that you have this mogging trend amongst the youths. So this one might even get an A tier, but we're going to put it at high B tier. Next up, we got Mew Cat in a Dog's World. Has very good marketing, a lot of holders, decent volume. Chart is looking interesting. The thing about this one is that it had an immediate run up just after being launched, and it hasn't really had the correction I would expected it to have. It's still very new, very fresh. It will be very interesting to see if this can handle a move down. I think this goes in the B tier as well. So all the cats in the B tier so far. Next up, we have Dog. I think this one had its run for now. Maybe things will switch up again when BTC eventually forms a new all-time high. But right now, the interest is not there. And even if this one pumps alongside of BTC, you still have to compete with so many dogs up there. I think it's going to be very difficult. This is a D tier in my opinion. Turbo, Dogs team, good listings, good community. Also has this AI narrative as well going for it potentially. Judging by the chart, looks like 200 million market cap is something Turbo is not going to allow happen anytime soon. This is a pretty clear S tier in my opinion. It has also shown previously that it can pump significantly and then dump 90% and then pump again. So I don't really think the holders of Turbo are strangers to volatility, which is what you need. You need a community, or should I say cult, which I definitely think Turbo has. So it's an S tier for Turbo. Memecoin, I can immediately tell you this is bad. It launched late last year and has not seen any notable upside action ever since. That's all I need to know. If you're holding this, you're essentially betting on it to do something every other meme coin have been able to do. Very clear F tier in my opinion. Next up, we got Pepecoin. This is the OG Pepe. I encourage you all to check out their website. They have an entire ecosystem in a Windows 95 themed operating system, so it's really cool. Team is active on Twitter. Chart started to pick itself up from a period of no action before it did like a 500x in the span of just a couple of months. Now, I think the branding for this is good, but there are two things that worry me. One, they have poor exchange listings, and two, they will probably always be in the shadow of the other Pepe. And just because of that, I doubt that this will ever overthrow the other Pepe, but does it need to do that? Absolutely not. I think this can perform well, maybe even a 10x, but I do think there are better risk reward ratios out there. It gets a C tier. Corgi AI, absolutely horrendous. It's dead. Volume is not there. No content. If you can, get out. Not financial advice, but it's an F tier. Okay, next up we got Sundog. This is the leader of Tron. Had an amazing rally, made hundreds of X's. Can't really address this one without addressing the Tron blockchain. I haven't seen too much from Tron besides the sudden rise in meme coins. I think this is saturated as hell at the moment. With Solana and ETH, you obviously have developed ecosystems now. With Tron, I sense people are just looking for novelty. People are getting bored in the current market and therefore look to other blockchains for short-term gains. So because of this uncertainty, I can't really justify putting this high up in the risk to reward, even though we haven't explicitly seen what the risk is, because we haven't been tested at all. But the Tron ecosystem is too fragile at the moment to put this higher than C tier. Nothing to do with the meme, obviously. Meme obviously looks very good, but I haven't seen enough of Tron to put it higher. Gigachad, also a very interesting play. Keep in mind that this is new, pumped immensely over just a couple of months, and still does not have a lot of exchange listing. Now, lack of exchange listings can be a good thing in terms of possible upside and a rationale for the lack of volume, but also a bad thing, obviously, because it's not currently accessible to retail, and there's no guarantee that they will get it. Also, exchange listings are expensive, so it could be a testament to the fact that the team has no money. So Gigachad for me is at a make or break moment. What is a huge plus is that it's extremely memeable externally, as Gen Z boys love this. Right now, it's a C tier. Next up, we got Ponke. Talked a lot about this. Ponke has one of the best Web2 marketing in the entire space. They're super active on all social media platforms. They've gained millions of impressions. Chart as well is looking immaculate. We got into Ponke at 5 cents and sold at the top here at 70 cents in the Discord. So make sure to join the VIP Discord if you want to follow my trades. Anyways, I didn't sell my entire bag. I still have some left because I do believe Ponke has the potential of still doing many X's. And it has dropped, but not as much as these other ones. And the chart is actually looking very good for a meme coin. With the kind of marketing and the kind of chart, this is a very clear S tier in my opinion. Next up, we got MAGA. Just going to name a couple of things that it's just not going to make me buy this coin. First of all, you're betting on an election that is 50-50. You might argue that Trump has a better chance, who knows, but very close to a 50-50. If he loses, this will probably be worth nothing. I say probably because there might be riots or something that can make this coin do well in the aftermath of a potential loss. But this is pure speculation. And two, if he wins, you're running the risk of a huge sell the news event. And you might think that you can front run a sell the news event, but this is going to be very hard when the outcome isn't clear, but a 50-50. Getting out before sell the news is very easy when you know there's going to be an upgrade on the blockchain, when you know Elon Musk is going to speak at SNL, when you know Nvidia conference is going to take place. So I think people underestimate how easy this is going to be. However, there are some positive things though. For instance, a testament to the fact that this is actually coupled with Trump is how it responded to Trump being shot. We saw a pump, but in the grand scheme of things, this isn't really anything to write home about. Same thing around the BTC conference. It's down significantly though, so this might be a good chance for you to bet if you want to take this risk. But in terms of risk reward, this isn't higher than a C tier. Next up, we got baby Dogecoin. I don't really see the appeal with this. I think it will be too dependent on Doge. Doge won't do well. This one has been around for ages as well. Keep on making lower lows. Volume is not the best. This is an F tier in my opinion. Next up, we got NPC, non-playable coin. So this one is very interesting. This is an ERC11 coin. So when you buy it, you get an NFT and you can buy it on both Base and Ethereum. So this is actually very interesting. It's also something very memeable externally, especially for Gen Z who throw around NPC slurs. This one might be interesting. Also has AI generation, so you can tap into this AI narrative. Good chart as well. I know it has big KOLs that are behind it though. I need to see a bit more as it has been blasting out of nowhere, but doesn't seem like the sell pressure is too much as of right now. It's either going in the C tier or B tier. I'm going to put it at high C tier. Osaka Protocol looks like this is in the process of dying. This is going to be an F tier. Nero on ETH. These guys are actually doing decent marketing. There's a couple of things that worry me though, and that is the fact that this is a dog again. Sister of Doge. Again, you're risking making yourself dependent on a dinosaur dog. So my expectations is that this will rise freely without being linked to Doge before it sooner or later gets too big, and then it will be coupled with Doge. Basically mimic Doge as Doge is its brother. And you don't want to be coupled with something that is not going to perform. That's just my theory. But until then, I think it can do just fine. It's a C tier. Lastly, we have Mumu the Bull. These guys are really active on Twitter. They're making good content. I don't think this will ever be able to compete with Ponke, but looks to already have managed to build a cult, which is what you need. Even though it's very new, it's holding on very strongly, but I feel like it hasn't really been tested as the majority of the coins in this list. I need to see more from it in order to place it higher, but it looks very good so far. A C tier plus for Mumu the Bull. If you want to follow my meme coin trades and all my other trades, both short-term and long-term, then join my private group. I've never sold any meme coin at a loss, so my track record so far is flawless. Right now, it's only $39. This will more than double when we switch bullish again. You can also buy yearly and lifetime membership with crypto. Link is in the description. I hope to see you there. As always, take care and stay safe.